Hi, it's Dan here from Flexxable, and today we're going to teach you how to use catch hooks and webhooks on n8n. Let's dive in. In my agency, we use high-level Zapier and OpenAI a lot, right? And there's a lot of kind of back and forth between high-level and OpenAI, and we use Zapier for that. And we're on a kind of grandfather deal with Zapier, and it doesn't cost us too much, but a lot of people that are coming into my community, and also I hear a lot about this, is that it's getting expensive, especially when you're working with big clients. We do a lot of database reactivation with AI and stuff like that. So when there's lots of leads and lots of communication happening between those two parties, then it can get very expensive. I'm gonna pass over to my tech guy, Graham, and he's gonna show you how you can use n8n to do the same thing and save money with Zapier. Without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to him. Enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to the video on how to do catch hooks and webhooks inside n8n. Now, n8n is exactly the same as things like Zapier and Make, just a little bit more complicated to use. So I'm going to take you through basically how you can use the catch hooks and webhooks inside n8n, just like we do in Zapier, to send data back and forth to either an app or a webhook. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is show you how to do a catch hook to a webhook. Now, as you can see, I've already done these here, but I'm just going to create them again so you can see how it's done. Now, what a catch hook does, all it is a URL where you put into kind of like a workflow, and basically when a lead goes through that workflow, for example, let's get up one here. So here's like this is in Go High Level, which is like a CRM, and this is a workflow. So a lead will come through here when they're sent, and it hits a webhook node here. This is the catch hook, okay? Because what it is basically a webhook, but it's catching data, so you can use it somewhere else. And to do this, we want to just go in and add new workflow in n8n. I'm going to click on Add First Step, and then you want to do on webhook call. And this is basically a catch hook because it's a catch hook when it's at the start of the automation. All right, so to set this up, now you may have a different thing here. This n8n instance is set up on my own server. If you're using n8n on the n8n website, you'll have your kind of like account.n8n whatever thing here. So just use that. So don't get confused with why I've got this here. It's because it's on my own server. And now what we're going to want to do is we just want to set up this webhook catch hook ready to receive data. So we want to do authentication none. We're going to do the HTTP method post. This is your path that finishes your webhook. So you can leave that exactly as it is. You can name it yourself. Totally up to you. I normally just leave it as it is. You want immediately 200, and that should all be good. Okay. Now, if you're using n8n on their website, you just want to copy this. So you just click there, it copies it. We're just going to go in, and I'm just going to build a new workflow for n8n. Create workflow, start from scratch. And this is just going to be a little test one to show you. Cool. And I'm just going to pop in a webhook. This is in high level, by the way. You can do this in pretty much most CRMs like ActiveCampaign, Close, those kind of ones. You just want to post it in here. That's if you're using n8n on the website. If you've got it on your own server, you're going to want to replace this with your server name. So that's my server name, and I'll make sure I've got it on an SSL for it as well. So that should be what mine says. So do make sure you change that because it won't show in here. It will just show localhost or 000 or whatever. So bear that in mind. And I'm going to press save action. And that should be good. Now, what I'm going to go and do is before I go and test this, I like to test this in the Postman to get a bit more information than say when testing it via Zapier. So if you don't know what this is, just type in webpostman.co, create yourself a free account, and this just helps you test API endpoints or webhooks. So this is how you use the Postman. So you would change it to whatever you want it as. So we've got it as post here. So I'm going to change this to post, and then I'm going to pop that in. Now, also, what we're going to do is we want to send through some data. So I'm going to click on the body section. I'm going to go to form data, and I'm just going to type in email, and then in the value, I'm just going to type in test@test.com, and we should see that come through. So now I'm going to go and press listen for a test event in here. So that will listen for it now. I'm going to go back to the Postman. I'm going to press send, and it should say workflow has started. We go back here, and it has taken in your headers, which is all this kind of stuff, and then it's also got the body, which is this is what we want to pay attention to the body. Okay, so I've just sent through one just to show it was working. So that is working. So I'm happy with that. So then next I'm going to go into here. And then I'm going to go and publish. I'm going to go and allow re-entry because we may want to test it a few times. Press save. And then I'm going to go to contacts. And then I'm going to put one of my leads through it. And I'm going to press listen. And I'm going to pop it into test n8n, add to automation. Now that should populate here, and it does. Cool. So it brings through all of my custom fields inside high level. So that's how the catch-up works. So it's cached all this data. So now we know this is working. That is all good. Next up, I want to go and click the plus button here. And I'm going to go to HTTP request. Cool. So this is the webhook that sends data onward. So this is how we set up this inside n8n. So again, so we've caught the data from high level, and we'd want to use this to say you've got a client or some other system that you want to send the data to. You want to send it to that system, and then you're going to want to do this. You want to go to post. Now, depending on the system, you're going to want to get what's something that's called a posting document. They should have that. Their tech guy should have that and send it across. The main things that it should have for you are the posting URL, the API key, and the custom fields that they want you to send to, or map your custom fields to. So I'm going to do this for high level, just to show you. So this is high level's URL. So authentication we're going to do as none. Then we want to send headers, and then we want to do the following. So on high level, their API key is called authorization, and then their API always has bearer at the start, no matter what, with a space. Then we go back to cool. Go back to high level. We want to go to settings in your sub account. And every CRM will have this. You just got to go find the API key. The high level's API key is here, so I'm just going to press copy. I'm going to go back to n8n, and I'm just going to paste that in. So that's all good. Now you want to make sure that there's a space in between bearer. So that's all working well. And then you want to add another parameter in. And what you want to do is you want to just copy and paste. And this is the same for most APIs. Content type, application JSON. So what this does, this basically tells the API what language it's going to come in as, okay? And then with high level, I'm going to send body. Now you can change this to, so as you saw in the Postman, you can change it to form data. So it's very simple, like you just have a name and a value, something like that. I'm going to do it as JSON this time, and I'm going to do it as using JSON. This just this allows me to paste in code, which is how I normally do JSON stuff. So that's that. Cool. And that's pretty much all it is. Now, just to show you this code. So I've already added in these. So let's just pretend I haven't. It's a lot of custom content. Let's just use these top four. But ideally, so over here, these are the names of your high level or whatever CRMs you're sending the data to, fields that you want to map. So, for example, if you have certain questions, so the have a CRM custom field is in high level, and this is what the webhook has come back with. Okay, so for example, let's just delete out the others. Just make it a bit easier. Just going to send four, and also we're going to send phone. I'm going to pop that as actually cool. Now I've got these two as static fields, which basically means that I've actually written in what I want it to send. Purely because because I'm taking data from high level and sending it back to high level, it won't really show a new contact. So I want it to be a new contact. So that's why I'm putting in a new phone and a new email. Sorry. Then we want to sort out these. Okay. So I'm going to X out that. And now you can see on this left-hand side, you've got the webhook node, and we can use data from that webhook catch-up that we've just done to pull into here. So I'm just going to pull in a few random stuff. So I'm going to pull in ChatGPT. That will go towards the bottom. So I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to add it into UTM source. I'm going to do lead response as well. And then I'm going to just cut that. I'm going to add that in between the two things here. Then I'm going to what else should I do? Let's do city. Pop city in as well. And you want to make sure that these are mapped to the correct things. I'm just showing you how it works. I'm sending all these. So I'm sending the data from the webhook for ChatGPT to UTM source. I'm sending the lead response to UTM medium. So sending the city to UTM content. And I'm sending the postcode to UTM campaign. Just to show you how it kind of works. You want to match up the correct ones. Okay. And as you can see, on that one, where is it? These are high levels. That's the fields. Okay. So for example, if I wanted to do one more, I would go like this. Oh, let's get this bigger, just so you can see. So if I wanted to do one more, I'd go like this. So I'd want to just make sure it starts here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do last message. So as you can see down here, it says last message. I'm just going to type in all lowercase, like so, space, like that. And then I'm just going to pull this in. And I'm going to just pop that in here. Now, the reason why I don't just type in last message like that is because that's just what high level calls it as its name. That's not the custom field name. Custom fields will never have a space in it. They'll always have this little thing or just all one word, and they'll always be lowercase. So I know because there's a space there, there will be a underscore in between. There's always a space. There's always an underscore when there's a space in the name, and there'll be lowercase. Okay. So that's that. That should all be good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press save. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the workflow. And now what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to go back to my contacts. I'm going to send this through. Actually, I'm going to send this one through again. And I'm just going to send that one through. Okay, cool. So we've got an issue here. So this is good. We can go troubleshoot this now. So it's caught the capture correctly. Let's have a look. So it's saying the JSON isn't correct. So let's have a look. Must have done something wrong in the thing. Let's have a look what it was. I'm just gonna put some correct one down here. So what's gone on? Found it. Cool. So that's always good to double check. So we'll always bring back a reason why it hasn't worked. And I've done a cardinal sin. I've missed a comma, which is very common to do when dealing with this. So I'm going to go test workflow again. And I'm going to go pop him back through. Just go into the record. Automation, add, n8n. Cool. Now we're going to go back and it should work this time. Perfect. Okie dokie. Let's go back and let's see what it's added. So you can see it's added in the phone number and the email correctly. It's added in the contact source n8n API, which I added it to. And then also, where's the UTMs? Here. So you see UTM, it's got through city. It's got the last message. Sorry, not last message, the lead response. Then it's got the ChatGPT and it's got postcode in there. And then I believe I added in last message, and as you can see, it's added in last message perfectly there as well. So that's basically how you can use n8n to catch data and then webhook it to another system. It's not too bad if you're a techie. If not, do ask away. If you're not, you should join our school group. We have a school group for kind of like AI automation agencies, and these sort of questions always come up. So please do not hesitate to jump in there and ask any questions and tag me in it as well, Graham Connolly. I'll pop a little link in the top right hand corner for you guys, or top left, I think it is, of this video. It'll be in the description as well. But yeah, so that's how we do it with a webhook. Um, now, let's see how we do it with. Just save this quickly. Now let's see how we do it with a app. And just quickly, just before we go, actually, one last thing. It's currently in test. It's currently in test at the moment, so we're sending tests through. So we want to go to production. That will change it, and all it does, it takes the test away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the automation. I'm going to pop in there. I'm going to go to the webhook. I'm just going to delete out test. This is what everyone has to do, no matter if you're on the server or if you're on n8n's website. Take out the test, press save, save. And then what we want to do, one last test. So I'm just going to go delete this one. So one last test, just while it's like live, basically not in test mode. Always want to make sure that it's working outside of test mode as well. Sometimes weird things can happen. I'm going to add it in. I didn't activate it, did I? Cool. Cool. So you got to make sure it's active first. That was a mistake. And then you want to add it through again. Add it to that workflow. So basically, it should have gone through executions now. So as you can see, 10:08, and you'll be able to see what's come through as well. So this is what's come through. So you can see all of that, and this is how you can see your executions basically. Um, but yeah, so that's working correctly now, which is good. Go back to workflows now. Oh, sorry, rename it as well. So name it whatever. So webhook to go high level. That's what I'm going to name that. That's all good. So let's go back to this part. Now we're going to do a catch hook to an app. So very simple again. Webhook. Always do none, and then we do want to do post. So you've got a new webhook. So I'm going to go back to automations. I'm going to copy the path this time. If you're doing it with an app anyway, do the exact same as I did before. Just copy, click here to copy, because I'm going to test it on the same one. I'm just going to pull out this path here and add in the test. So that's the correct one. So that should all be good. I'm just going to listen out for test events. Let's see if this will go. I'm going to pop through this one. Cool. So that's come through. So that's working. Perfect. Click out of there. Then we want to go and just click add. This time we're going to do action in an app. And you can, there's so many apps here, you know, that you're going to recognize, like active campaigns there. It has loads of them in here. So very similar to Zapier. I'm just going to search high level, and I'm going to click on create and update a contact. Now you're going to want to add your high level account. So we're going to create new credential. It's going to want your API key. So we're going to want to go back to settings again. Obviously, if you want another software, you have to go find your API key there, but it should be pretty simple. I'm just going to paste it in there, press save. So that's all successful. Make sure to name it. Cool. Press save. So that's all good. So you know, if you've got loads going, you know which one's which. So we know we're in that one. I obviously haven't named this one, which is another demo account, I believe. So resource, you can see this. You can update quite a few. So you can do custom API calls, task, opportunity. We should do contact, create or update. Email. So this is where you can just start pulling things across. So we can pull this across like so. I'm actually going to hard code this in though, just so it comes up with a different contact, so you can see it actually working. So actually, yeah, that's a good point. I'm just going to go back to contacts. I'm just going to delete out. I'm going to delete out everyone actually. That should work. So that way I don't need to do this. I can actually show you. So yeah, I'm going to put in the email here. Phone, I'm going to put in the phone here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add field. We're going to want custom fields now. I'm going to add a field. Can't be loads. So let's go to lead response. Can pull that in there. And we can add another field. Last message. I don't have a last message there, so I'm going to do that. Let's do memory. Cool. Add. So you just find loads of these. Very, very easy to do. Let's stop doing the custom fields. Let's go and add. Let's go and add address. I think address is in there somewhere, isn't it? I'm just seeing that. Cool. Address. And these will appear above custom fields because they're standard fields. So I'm going to do first name as well. Where is first? There it is. Last name. In the last name. So we could do loads here. I'm just going to do that for now. It's basically how you do it. You just got to add on your fields. Um, and then I'm just going to that should all be good. Pop out of there. And then I'm going to do test the workflow. I'm then going to have to. I should have deleted that. That was okay. Cool. Let's do this one. Cool. Save. I believe which ones did I set up in here? So we did address. So let's go do address. Ah, there we go. Cool. So that's all good. I'm gonna just check the other stuff as well. So lead response and memory. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna put save. Save that. Cool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to go change this, otherwise it won't get in a new one. So let's do, but don't do this yourself, because normally you wouldn't be testing it from the same system. So I'm sending data to a catch-up from high level and then sending it back via the app. Just find it easier because this is just what we use a lot, high level. Um, so you wouldn't have to do this. Don't worry about doing this. Cool. So that's all good. So that's all good. Now we can go pop this through. Test n8n. Add. So test workflow. Gonna go add them through again. Got to make sure that test workflow is still running. I think it runs for about a minute. So if you take a little bit of time, it will stop. So cool. So that should have worked. I'm going to go back to here just to double check. So yep, so it's come through. Let's just check that we've got something. So that's all good. Yep, so street address has come through. Good. And then that's all come through as well. Perfect. Let's just quickly just check one last thing in this node. So here you can add tags as well. So you can add a tag lead. So that's all good. I'm going to set this to active. I'm going to change this to demo. And the last thing I'm going to do before this, I'm going to go in here and go to production. And that should all be good. That's all saved. So the last thing we need to do here is go to automation. Go to test n8n. Want to change our webhook. Remember this is in test mode still. So the catch hook's always in test mode. When you start and when you're ready to go, you want to do that. Press save. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a test lead through. But firstly, I want to go delete what we sent. So that's all good. And we're going to send this through while it's live and check the execution logs to make sure that it's worked correctly. Cool. So that should have gone through. Let's check the executions. There should be one at 10:18, bang on. And that looks like it's done. Let's go back and check it's popped something through. And there we go. So that's it. That's how you use n8n and using webhooks and catch hooks. It's a lot cheaper than Zapier, so there's a massive plus. And if you get it on your own server, even better. But yeah, guys, that's how it works. You can see the lead, the tags come through, so it's been tagged. And those are the two ways you can use catch hooks inside n8n to either send it to another webhook, to webhook it to another system, or you can just use an app inside n8n if it's there and do it that way. But thanks a lot for listening, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Graham. So if you are a lead gen, you are someone that's dealing with AI quite a lot and you're looking to get involved and jump on this AI revolution, then we have a free challenge on how to do this. It's called the Prince Charming Challenge. We call it the Prince Charming Challenge because we use AI to wake up clients' databases and turn those leads into sales. And we take 50% of the commission from each sale because the client's happy to pay it, right? Because these leads are dead to them anyway. It's a huge opportunity. You should check it out. There'll be a link below in the video. Also, please give us a like if you enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments or questions at all that are tech related, please comment below and we'll get Graham and the guys to get back to you. And finally, please subscribe to our channel so you'll be the first to know whenever we release new content. Speak soon. Bye-bye.